No drama has happened. No fights has happened. And I don't know if y'all ever been somewhere. I'm from Compton, if y'all didn't know. Stuff goes down sometimes. But to be in a room full where nothing like that has happened, this is a beautiful experience. Like, where is the news when you need it? The news needs to be up in here, Cynthia, reporting this. Where's Oprah when we need her? Where's Upsy Tell her to come through. So I'm super excited. I am beyond excited. Because this place and this platform is a place where you guys can stay connected with each other. These are business collaborations in here. These are friendships. These are lasting, long-lasting relationships that you guys are going to have. And the woman that's next to you is powerful. When I hear the word "Hey Girlfriend Network," I told y'all I'm from Compton. My business partner, she's right here, she'd always get mad when I tell her I'm from CPT. When I hear "Hey Girlfriend Network," the first thing that comes into my mind, I want to do this. Hey girlfriend! Am I the only one?
No!
So I want you to turn to your neighbor, pretend like we're in church, turn to your neighbor real quick, and say, "Hey girlfriend!" But you gotta do it like me. You gotta do it like me, you gotta grab hair, and you gotta move the neck. Hey girlfriend! You told that person that you said, "Hey girlfriend," to, she is unique and she is special. She's equivalent to like a fingerprint. You guys know that there's no two fingerprints on the planet that are exactly the same? That means God made each and every one of us so uniquely, and he don't make mistakes. No. So that woman has a story to tell, and a beautiful story at that. But a lot of times, our stories are not cute. I know my story is not cute, because I've been through some things. I didn't say things, I said things with an S. How many people been through some things? Okay, everybody should have their hand up. Because I've had a whole lot of, if one more thing happened, moments in my life. And I bet y'all have too. Like, if one more thing hit the fan, child, I don't know what I am going to do. And believe it or not, even though each person in here has a unique story, you guys are all different, but there's a lot of similarities in here. I can guarantee that somebody in here is currently going through a divorce. I can guarantee that there's a full-time entrepreneur in here who wanted to quit this morning. Yeah, y'all got quiet.
Yeah.
I can guarantee that somebody lost a loved one. I lost my grandmother at the beginning of this year. I know what it's like to go through grief. And I can guarantee you that some people who've been through some traumatic experiences. The words, "I will kill you," came out of my dad's mouth. I was 10 years old and it was etched into my brain because it was a whole nother incident where he and my mom got into a physical incident. And I had to leave the house with my little fuzzy pajamas, my slippers, and we were running down the street because I knew my dad was fully capable of doing what he said he was going to do. He said, "I will kill you." You don't think that's going to have a lasting impression on somebody's life? Your biological dad said, "I will kill you," and he meant it. And so there's some of us who go through life and go through things like that, and we need to have each other's back. When we go through stuff, you don't have to go through life alone. I promise you guys, you do not.
Yes.
It's a place where you want to understand that you are supported by the person that's sitting next to you. You are your sister's keeper. That's real.
Yes.
And that's an honor, you guys. I hope you guys understand that. Being your sister's keeper is an honor. So that means we can't go any longer turning our nose up. Because we women in here, we get petty sometimes. We turn our nose up at the other person like, "Ugh, what she got on? Ugh, why she say that? Ugh, why she cut her hair? Why she do this?" But you don't know that this person is literally fighting battles that you have no clue about.
Say that. Say that.
I'll say that again.
Say that.
Let's not turn our nose up at people because they are fighting silent battles that nobody even knows about. And so I don't know if you guys know or ever heard of this statistic. We got some Kaiser Permanente people in the house. I talked to some therapists that are out there also. But 1 in 5 people in the United States will suffer from a mental health issue.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't seem too surprised
Yeah.
at that. So I'm gonna do something real quick. Y'all gotta do it fast because I ain't got that much time. I want 2 people from each table to stand up. Real quick, don't debate. Just 2 people. 2 people from your table. All across the room, 2 people stand up. Yeah, I said I ain't got that much time. I see people not standing up. Come on. I want you guys to look around though. Look how many women are standing up. That means all of these women possibly are going through some type of mental health issue. And y'all laughing, but it's serious. It's serious out here. Yeah, you guys are
So mad at you right now.
y'all laughing, but it's serious matter. Because every 5th person that I was talking about, it hits home when that's in your family. When it's
Yes.
your mama, your daughter, your uncle, and your cousin who's going through depression and anxiety. Or when it's every 5th person on the pew at your church, it
Yeah.
gets real.
Yeah.
Or when it's every 5th person in your business or on your job. It hits a little bit closer when you put it in that perspective. So we can't spend our lives just worried about what happens on the outside. We got to worry about what's happening on the inside too. And that's real talk. I want you to stand up for me, sweetie, because I talked to her outside. Come on, come up here. Stand right here so people can see you. Turn so they can see you. Come right here. I want you guys to see this woman. She's beautiful, right? Yes. She got her hair whipped up, got a little bow in, got a little rolls in, got her makeup together, hair is together, outfit is together. This is oftentimes what mental health issues look like. It doesn't always mean you balled up in a corner crying and on drugs, even though that does happen. But there's a lot of people who look like her who are what we are called functionally depressed. Functional anxiety. You can have a seat. Because that means this. We're still able to pick up the kids. We're still able to cook dinner for the hubby. We're still able to go to church. We're still able to come to events like this every now and then. But we're hanging on by a thread. And ain't nobody talking about it in our community. It's a whole bunch of women of color in here. And this topic is on hush hush. Can we agree to that?
Yeah.
I met some people in the hallway, they were like, oh, I can't wait till you get on stage, girl, because this mental health stuff is real. It's really real, y'all. And I'm just about to free up a whole bunch of people. We cannot be superwoman
Say that.
and be all things to all people at all times.
Say that.
A lot of us walking around with an S on our chest. We superwoman, I got this. No, boo, you don't got this.
You don't.
It's okay to say no.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that again. She said say that again. It's okay to say no. My business partner says all the time, it's okay to not be okay. And I'm giving everybody in this room full permission right now to say, you know what? I haven't been myself. You know what? I've been a little sad. You know what? I've been a little stressed. You know what? Something ain't right. It's okay if you're in that space. And let me show y'all how real it gets. We all heard of Kate Spade.
Yeah.
We all heard of Anthony Bourdain. They died by suicide, just in case you've been living under a rock in 2018. They died by suicide this year. And we look at them and we say, oh my goodness, they're rich, they're famous, they got it all together, they're celebrities, they travel in the world. But clearly, there was something going on internally.
Yes. Yeah.
Something going on internally for them to actually commit suicide or die by suicide. And when you put things in perspective like that, it goes to a whole nother level. Because people of color are one of the first ones to say, I ain't talking to no therapist. I don't want nobody in my business. I'm too strong, I don't need that. But the suicide rates in our community are rapidly increasing. That's telling us there's a huge disconnect. Huge disconnect. And I'm not oblivious to know that there are some people who will just never come into my private practice. They will never seek counseling services. And that's why I wrote my book, Staying Sane in an Insane World, because this world is crazy. And we need a prescription to help us manage our day-to-day and our mental health. So you guys have to understand, I talk about in my book the difference between mental illness and mental health issues. Mental health is just how you roll on a day-to-day basis. How your thoughts are, how your feelings are, how you solve problems, how you rock and roll. But mental illness happens when those things that I just mentioned get out of whack. So I want you guys to do like a self-inventory and a check today, just to make sure that you guys are good. And so I want you guys to take out your cell phones. Everybody in here got one. Y'all was just FaceTiming, cha-cha flying, and Cupid shuffling. I want you guys to take out your cell phones and go to your text messages. Real fast. I told you I ain't got that much time. And I want you guys, if you are someone who wants to do an internal inventory of yourself, or if you know someone who needs to be a mental health checklist, I want you to text MENTAL, MENTAL, to area code 323-307-7721. And I'm going to say that again real quick. And if you don't get it, you can come up to me afterwards or meet me at my table out there. Text MENTAL, MENTAL, to 323-307-7721. And that will give you full access to my mental health checklist. And you can literally go through that bad boy and be like, yep, that's me. No, I'm good in this area. Oh, I know somebody who's like this. Let me refer her and send this to her too. I want you guys to do that. Because one thing that I do know is that mental health issues is a growing epidemic, and it's something that we literally cannot ignore, you guys. We can't ignore it any longer. I love that mental health is becoming a hot topic these days. And it's everywhere. And I'm so loving it because it's bringing awareness to issues that are hush-hush, that we shouldn't talk about. Nobody talks about this. Just pray it away. Yes, you can pray and see a therapist at the same time.
Come on.
I'm going to say that again. You can pray, because I know we got some holy, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost people in here too. You can pray and see a therapist at the same time. God has gifted clinicians like me with the ability to help people walk through some tremendous amounts of pain. And I do it with grace and with ease. So I want you to understand this. That you can be somebody's lifeline and lifesaver. And all it takes literally is you guys just calling somebody, just texting the homegirl, just checking in, just popping up at her house. Because you never know who's struggling, again, with something that you don't even know about. I have a friend who lives out of state and she suffers with severe mental health issues. She's severely depressed. Suicide attempts, you name it. And every now and then when she pops up in my head, I text her. I call her and be like, hey girl. I'll be like, hey girl, hey girlfriend. And she always says, you know what, Keandra, I appreciate you doing that. Because every time you have messaged me, it's been a time when I was right on the edge, about to do something. So think about all the people in your life that you need to check in on. And just say, hey, how are you? Because we live in a society where we just say, fine, how are you? I'm good, I'm fine, I'm blessed and highly favored. That's all we say all the time. But truth be told, we need to start getting real and being like, look, I'm stressed. These kids getting on my nerves. My husband getting on my nerves. Just be real with yourself and other people. So I want you guys to do this as I close. I want you guys, if possible, just to touch the person next to you in some capacity that you feel comfortable, whether it's their arm, holding hands, linking arms, however you want to rock and roll. I don't want one person in here to go untouched. I don't see some of y'all touching. And I I wish you guys can see it from my vantage point because this is beautiful. This is beautiful. This represents the connectedness and the togetherness that we're supposed to have on an individual and a community level. So while you guys are holding each other's hands and touching another person, please understand that this is a larger support system. And we're coming up under you and supporting you in ways that you may not even be able to support yourself. So I want you guys to repeat after me as I close. We are stronger together.
Stronger together.
I think we can say that just a little bit better. We are yeah, stronger together.
Stronger together.
We are